Hello everybody, welcome back to Wolfeei. Today's the first episode of our potential newcomer highlights for MCC. Today we're going to be talking about Curryway. Curryway is a Minecraft speedrunner from House Builder Gang. If you don't already know him, I will give you a slight introduction to what he does, who he is, etc. Curryway is a Minecraft speedrunner, like I said, in House Builder Gang, the main Minecraft speedrunning group. He is one of the front runners in terms of modern speedrunning in Minecraft. And he's also one of the most requested players to join MCC. Here is a little card that someone made with a list of most requested newcomers, and he ranks number 1 according to them. And also, very notable, he is a very good Minecraft player. Obviously, being a speedrunner does kind of imply that you would be good, but it doesn't really apply to everyone. But in Curry's case, it definitely does. They say here, being a caster for MCC Twitch Rivals, which also, fun fact, he was one of the casters for MCC Twitch Rivals in Las Vegas. Being a caster for MCC Twitch Rivals, one of the most requested people to join, and the event having more space for higher leveled players, I think it's only time until we see Curry in an event. I mostly agree with that. I wouldn't agree with the part where there's more space for higher tier players, but whatever. Either way, Curry is a very good candidate for MCC, highly requested. Like said here, one of the most requested, and according to the most active community in terms of MCC being the Reddit, he ranked in the top 2, so he for sure should be a very good consideration for MCC. Now, Curry is mainly known as a speedrunner, at least in my opinion. I feel like he is mainly known to be a speedrunner. He also does make YouTube content, some of which is from his stream content that he forms into YouTube content, and some of it is like original ideas that are, originate from nothing related to his streams. Either way, let's also talk about his potential performances and how, who he could team with. Next up, we're going to look at his potential performances. This is Block Wars. This is our main reference point, as Block Wars is also another minigame Minecraft event, and MCC happens to be a minigame Minecraft event. Curry has played in 6 Block Wars events with an event rank average of 4th. That means his individual average placement is 4th. Which, if you add up these numbers, is pretty accurate. I think if you exclude the non-cannons, that might change. I don't know. Maybe. I think it's like between 4 and 5 is his average placement, which is really good, because Block Wars is another event that is full of very good players, just like MCC, and he's holding up for himself. Even his first ever event getting 3rd, then getting 4th right after. Also, good to note that most of the teams here, except I think for Block Wars 7, were top half placing teams. So he is also very much capable of helping a team get to the top half in terms of the event. And also, if you look at his graph here, in terms of the Block Wars games, he is pretty much an all-rounder, with his 2 dips being Order Up, which is a team communication game, and a teamwork game, and the other one being Spleef, which is not in MCC. So that leads us to, I guess we could look at this first. MCC's games, we're going to look at Fire Breath Man just because, either way, it's a bunch of MCC games, as you can see. I think Curry also would be mostly an all-rounder here. I'm sure there will be 1 or 2 games here that Curry would not do as well at, just because sometimes a game, like Spleef, just doesn't work out well for someone. So I don't know which one that would be, but it doesn't really matter specifically. I think overall he would do well all around, and I think there will be games that he will stand out in. Mainly Bingo is one to mention, as he is a speedrunner, and Bingo and speedrunning, they do go hand in hand. I mean, if you look on his YouTube channel, How I Won in Minecraft's Biggest Bingo Tournament, he did win partially in Minecraft's Biggest Bingo Tournament, so that would apply here too. And in Block Wars, I mean, his best game that kind of translates to MCC is Battle, which I guess translates to any PvP game, since it's just like crit spam PvP. Move kind of translates to the Get to Your Side, and yeah, so maybe PvP game he could do pretty decent at, and to Get to Your Side could maybe be one where he pops off as well. To my knowledge, this could be wrong, Curry is not the best PvPer out there. He's not the best parkourer out there, but he is all-round. He will be good at pretty much everything. And that leads me to the final point. I guess it's not related, but the final point of this video. Teams. Here's just a handful of teams that I made. These are not meant to be balanced in comparison to each other. But here are just a couple of different situations of teams that I think Curry could apply pretty well on. Most of the people on these teams are people he knows or at least is familiar with. Everyone in this tier below are people who he also knows or at least has some form of contact with or some sort of familiarity with, to my knowledge at least. I just couldn't fit them on a team because I wanted to keep it to 10. First team is the red team is the one that I think would apply the best to Curry, especially for a first event where he is with two hermits, being Cub Fan and False, and also getting an H-Bomb as a right-hand man in terms of another great player to have. Would it be strong leaning? Yes, for sure. Most of these teams are pretty strong leaning, but that's because Curry is a very good player, and also notably, a lot of people that Curry knows or is friends with are also other good players. This will also be relevant for future videos of about different potential newcomers. A lot of the potential newcomers that people want to see are people that mainly know the good players in MCC. So the lower tier players, they will be less familiar with. Either way, I think this red team makes a lot of sense for Curry. This orange team would be like, yeah, if Scott wants to team with Curry, I think this would be a great way to do it. Yellow team, you want to get the caster trio, technically. I mean, Jojo didn't cast for Twitch Rivals MCC, but Jojo does cast for other events. And then throwing Jordan or Captain Sparkles on there, who Curry has spoken to before, as far as I'm aware. Works pretty well. Also would be a family-friendly team, which is nice. The Lime team, Curry, to my knowledge, is familiar with at least Shadoon and also Capitan Gato. I think they teamed in the big Spanish bingo event. Throw on Ant Venom just because it works. Green would be more of a silly, goofy team. Same with Cyan, and also same with Aqua. And he actually works pretty well on all of these. To my knowledge, he knows pretty much every single person on Green, Cyan, and Aqua, except for maybe Jack Manifold. But I feel like they were in a video together on the Tommy Innit channel, so they should probably be familiar with each other. On the blue team, you see Curry with the Simmers. Curry knows Zeus, or is at least has contact with Zeus. I think he would apply well on a Simmers team, similar to someone like Fruit. I think he would do really good, and I think he also is a very good supportive top player for the Simmers. On the purple team, you have like a PP stats type of team. I think Curry also still fits that vibe pretty nicely. And then on the pink team, obviously a team that you wouldn't really see in a canon MCC. But regardless, if Curry were to be in a non-canon event as a already existing player in MCC, something like this could be really fun, where maybe for a Pride event, if it's balanced, you could get a very fun experimental team. The only person on this team he, as far as I'm aware, is not familiar with is Ray, but he has previously made contact with Ludwig, and he knows puns. So I think a lot of these vibes could work pretty well for him. Also, Curry, from my experience with him as a player in Block Wars, is very open to teaming with people he's not familiar with, or just randoms, I guess, you know, to him. He would be completely fine with, and I think he would make a great candidate for MCC. He gets my stamp of approval, my vouch, and I think in terms of future top players, he is probably one of the first ones you'll see join the roster. Thank you for watching. That was Curryway potentially in MCC as a newcomer. Let me know your thoughts on whether you would like Curryway in or not, and let me ask me questions if you have more questions. I shall try to answer. Jeez, I can't talk. My bad. Anyways, thank you for watching. I'll see you all soon again. Goodbye.